Hello everyone, I'm Emanuele from Liga Hyrule. In Breath of the Wild, we learnt that Zelda's sacred powers had not awakened until Calamity Ganon threatened to kill Link, and that she was unable to awaken them throughout the years she trained and prayed at the Sacred Springs. For 10 years, from the age of 7 until she turned 17, the day when Calamity Ganon appeared. In the game, the sacred powers allow Zelda to keep the calamity blocked for 100 years and to disperse it at the end of the adventure. In Skyward Sword, they allow Zelda to keep Demise, the original Demon King, imprisoned on a stake in the form of the imprisoned. In Ocarina of Time, we see Zelda holds Ganon down during the final battle. And in A Link Between Worlds, Hilda holds down the rampage of Yuga's fusion with Ganon long enough for Link to recover the Triforce of Courage. Sacred powers are passed down in the royal family of Hyrule through the female line, from mother to daughter. Some girls are spontaneously gifted with such powers, and are able to manage them spontaneously, while others need the guidance of another woman gifted with sacred powers to awaken them. Usually this woman is the mother, the one who, in the royal family, is the queen. Zelda's mother from Breath of the Wild couldn't teach her daughter how to use them because she died suddenly when her child was only 6 years old. Let's try to see other Zelda. Zelda's mother from Skyward Sword cannot have taught her how to use her powers, since Zelda did not know she was a descendant of Hylia. Yet the girl managed to awaken them on her own by praying to the springs, guided by Impa, and it was probably relatively easy for her since she was the first reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. So the bond with the goddess, with the sacred, with the divinities was very strong. Princess Zelda from Ocarina of Time and Hilda from Laurel know how to use their powers. Most likely Hilda's mother was able to teach her how to use them, while we know that Zelda from Ocarina of Time had to flee the castle following Ganondorf's attack and was raised by Impa. If mothers educate their daughters about sacred powers from when they are 7 years old, it is likely that Zelda from Ocarina of Time's mother was able to teach her something about them. Since in the game the young princess has an age, although unknown, between 10 and 14 years old at most. Therefore she has had at least 3 years if not more of education and training, and in any case she was trained by Impa both physically and mentally. But there is another Princess Zelda whose mother, in theory, did not teach her how to use her sacred powers, the Zelda from The Wind Waker. Tetra's mother is the only mother of a Zelda whose face we see in the saga, in a painting hanging in the captain's room on the pirate ship. In Age of Calamity, we only see the bust and arms of the queen. But since Tetra did not know she was a Princess Zelda, it is unlikely that her mother revealed anything to her about her true identity and her powers, which in fact she does not use during the final challenge. Why, then, in The Wind Waker, there is no need for Tetra to awaken her sacred powers as there is in Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword, as well as in A Link Between Worlds and Ocarina of Time? During the final underwater challenge, Zelda has a much more active role than in the other games despite not having her own sacred powers. How? Zelda uses what can be defined as an alternative to her powers. She shoots arrows imbued with sacred power, the light arrows, so sacred that in Twilight Princess Zelda receives them as a gift from the spirits of light that she herself summons, and which she gives directly to Link in Breath of the Wild. The Wind Waker shows that Zelda's own sacred powers are not necessary to defeat Ganon or Ganondorf, and it's the same in many other titles in which Zelda does not participate in the final battle. This is true as long as the hero has equally effective alternative methods, such as the arrows of light, the silver arrows, and the Master Sword. In Breath of the Wild, there were the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, but King Rhoam did not consider them sufficient to ensure the defeat of Ganon and demanded, without being able to help her in any way, that his daughter awaken her powers. Although Rhoam's behavior may have seemed selfish, bad towards his daughter, it served to slowly temper Zelda's spirit, who was finally able to use her sacred powers. Otherwise, the entire world of light would have been transformed into a world of darkness populated only by demons and monsters. Guardians and divine beasts, although they are defined as sacred, have nothing sacred. They are mere machines, which in fact easily fall under Ganon's influence. The Wind Waker teaches us that Zelda's powers are not needed to defeat evil. But the Wind Waker also teaches us that neither the hero is necessary to defeat evil, since the boy we play in the game is not tied to the legend. To defeat evil is required the good, is required the faith, that Link acquires on his journey and that Tetra discovers within herself. The princesses from Ocarina of Time, from Laurel and the maiden from Skyward Sword, have full faith in the deities, while the princess of Breath of the Wild was full of doubts. Unlike King Daphnes, who supported and protected Tetra because he believed in her importance, King Rhoam only demanded that his daughter commit herself, without helping her in any way. A father present but distant, unable to speak to his daughter. For this reason Zelda felt alone. For a father who did not speak to her except with reproaches. For a personal guard unable to utter a word, even if for reasons similar to her own. And for deities who did not respond to her invocations. What do you think? Let us know by leaving your comments here under the video, and please continue to follow us. See you soon.